Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Frey, and I wanted to go over the Madeline Hunter Lesson Plan. I'm seeing quite a few of the same issues come up as I grade, and I just wanted to go over it with you to kind of let you know what detail you need in your lesson plan. I know things are a little bit different because we are an online class instead of a face-to-face. But that really doesn't matter because of the fact that your administrators, when you go and do your summative assessment at the end, and you actually go through and they come and observe you, they're going to want a copy of your lesson plan. And you want to be able to have as much detail about what you are doing so that you get credit for it to help the student move from point A to point B. And because we are an online class, I do ask you to provide plenty of detail because I'm not actually able to see you present these lessons in person, unfortunately, because that would be a lot of fun, and I had to do it. But so that way I can see exactly what's going on in the classroom since I can't actually physically see you. So let's look really quickly at, I actually found an example online of a Madeline Hunter lesson plan. It's only the first page, so it's not even the complete one. But I wanted to go through and show you where the instructor could have tweaked it and made it better. So let me show you real quick, and hopefully this will work. Okay, here we go. So here is, oh my goodness gracious. Okay, hold on. Okay, so here is the lesson plan, and let's see if I can't make it. Okay, we're going to it. It's a little bit fuzzy even on my thing, so I was trying to see if I could make it bigger. Let's see if I can't. There we go. Okay. Hopefully you're seeing this. Let me make sure you're seeing this. Okay, you're seeing it. Okay, so here is the lesson plan that the student has turned in. Now let's look at the anticipatory set. Now remember, this needs to be the hook that gets the students wanting to be involved. And if you are not interesting, they're not going to want to be involved. Remember, what we're competing against in today's day and age is technology, all right, and instant gratification. So you want to do something that captures your students' attention. And so let's see what they do. To gain the students a focus, the teacher will start the lesson by reading a book about the ABCs. I saw this on a couple of lesson plans that were turned into me. I wonder if y'all use this as an example. The student will then be able to use markers, crayons, note cards, and stickers to keep the lesson interesting. I still don't see what the teacher is doing besides reading a book, which is a very basic hook. Why not think a little bit outside the box and the teacher bring objects that start with the letter B and hold them up and have the students name them and then ask the class collectively what these objects have in common. And that's just a really great way to get students hooked into the lesson. Oh my gosh, what happened? What just happened? Uh-oh. It's possessed by zombies. Zombies are attacking right now. Come on, don't do that to me. Give it back. Okay, hold on. Real quick. What the heck is going on? Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so then you have, let me see if I can escape this. Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I can get back to reality. So just give me a really quick second and let's go back to what we were doing. Okay, so here we have, okay, so let's get a different anticipatory set, plus the student will be able to use markers, note cards, and stickers to keep the lesson interesting. I don't know what that means, and I don't know what it looks like. And it's not the student's job to keep the markers, note cards, and stickers and to keep the lesson interesting. It's your job as the instructor. Okay, the objectives, the student will be able to identify the letter B, and the student will be able to correctly pronounce the letter name and write it. Okay, very basic. And again, these look very familiar. Input, the student will be introduced to the letter B through letter cards. On the front of the card, there is a picture of Benny Bear along with the letter B. Also on the front of the card, there is a tune about Benny Bear. The teacher will communicate the required information by singing the tune aloud to the student and by going over the other items on the card. Okay, so very basic here. But I'm wondering, are you going to sing with maybe a YouTube video that you found? Maybe you found other technology, or you're going to bring in a DVD player. Maybe you found a song about Benny the Bear. Maybe there's other stuff that could go into this. I see that you're singing it to the student and going over the other items on the card, but how are you doing this? Are you doing this in groups? Are you doing it to the whole class? Are you doing it student by student? These are all things that I don't know because you did not put them here, or the student did not put them here who's writing this. All right, modeling. The teacher will model writing this letter with a marker on a sheet of paper. Okay, are you just going to do that at your desk, or is it going to be a large sheet and up on the blackboard? Is it going to be on the overhead? Maybe it's a transparency sheet. Do you have a PowerPoint that has a sheet of paper on it? I don't know exactly what you are using here. Maybe you've got a video that shows it. Again, this type of vague description doesn't work, because what you want to do as the instructor in that classroom is to utilize as many teaching strategies as possible. This is reading more like a list rather than an actual lesson plan. All right? The student then can trace the letter over and over again with a different color. Well, how are they going to do that? I don't see anything here where you give out the materials. Do you have a student helper give out the materials? Are you giving out the materials? Do you have students compete to see who gets their materials first by using their ears and not their mouths? What strategies are you using to get the materials out to the students and to have the students trace their letters? Do they already know how to trace their letters because they've done the letter A? Are you piggybacking off of another lesson? All right. Then guided practice. Students will be able to practice writing the letter B by using handwriting paper. Again, do they have that already on their desk, or have you handed this out to them? The student will first trace over the given letter B and then fill up the rest of the line independently. Well, there's no period here, but how did the student know to do this? Did you give them directions? What did you say to them? Including a dialogue here would be even better, because then you have in your mind exactly what you're going to be saying to the students. You've rehearsed it. And as we all know, a rehearsed lesson is always better than a cold turkey lesson. All right, checking for understanding. The teacher can check for understanding by having the student find the letter B sticker. Okay, where? Where is the letter B sticker coming from? Is this stuff that you've already passed out to them? Do they have a sticker pad in their desk that they pull out and they find the letter B sticker in their own sticker pad? Next, the student will put the sticker on a small note card. In order to check for understanding when writing this letter, the teacher will have the student write the letter underneath the sticker. This note card can be placed in a visual spot on the wall for the student to look at. How are you putting it up there? Do they have a special designs area just for them? Are you using tape? Is there a bulletin board? How are they going to know to go up there? What are you saying to the students to have them? How do they know to write their letter B underneath the actual sticker? These are all details that are actually part of your teaching strategies that you've learned. Are you doing this as a group? Are you doing this individual? Is it reciprocal? What exactly are you doing? All of these strategies that we have been talking about, they need to be in your lesson plan. And of course, this student wasn't one of my students, but you all are, and I want you all to be thinking of this constantly, because what happens is, yes, you don't write these lesson plans every day. You're not going to. You don't physically have time. What you're going to end up doing is more of a chart type thing that you'll probably end up doing with your team. However, you need to have this in your head, and by writing it out the first few times and providing all this detail, then you have the plan out in your head and you know exactly what comes next, what it's going to look like. And that's what you've got to be able to describe. How are you as the instructor going to facilitate the lesson and move the students from point A to point B? And those are the details that I need to see outlined on your lesson plan. Now, this is your first go at this with me, so I don't want you all beating yourself up too much over the grade you might have earned. Remember, if you all already knew this, then why do you need to take the class? So as teachers, we tend to be so hard on ourselves because we all want to get A's, A's, A's. It's all about the A. But really, it's about you learning this and being able to incorporate it into your own classroom, which you'll actually do as a mental exercise rather than a physical exercise. So please do not get all upset if you didn't ace this the first time around. This is a learning process, and that's why you're enrolled in this program. So please make sure throughout the rest of the course with me, or in your next courses with me, or with your other instructors, that you provide plenty of detail and you have all those little details worked out, because if you've got them on paper, then you'll have them in your head. But I don't know if they're in your head or not if I don't see them on the paper. So just try to keep this in mind as you write out your Madeline Hunter lesson plans, or any lesson plan that you may create, even if it's a different model. All right? So there you go.